Hey, Josh here. Today I want to continue from the previous video and show you how to add tags to each blog post. So what we want to do is, well, in our post folder, right, we've created a couple .md files. If we go into one of them here, what I'm imagining is that I can say tags as an extra piece of metadata, and I could specify here a few tags. Hello world, let's say. And they'll be basically comma separated. Then what I'm going to want to do is inside the post, when we go through each post, we're going to want to pull out those tags. So by default, we'll make the tags optional, right? So by default, we'll leave it as empty. If the tags are defined in the metadata, then we'll pull them out and split them on the comma. So basically, metadata, let's say tags equals metadata dot tags dot split on the comma, and then we'll also need to map it and just trim it, right? Because there'll be some spaces in there. So we'll say and that'll give us the tags comma separated. Now we can include it with the rest of the data. So now what's left to do is to go into the actual post page, which is called permalink. And in here, we'll want to show the tags. So we could just say post.tags.length as a test. Let's see if that works. I can't remember which post right, so we see we have two tags already. Now, I know that I may want to reuse this on in multiple places on the site. So instead, what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a component called tags, and we'll pass in here post.tags to that component. Let's import it even though it doesn't exist yet. Import tags from, it's going to be components slash components slash tags dot svelte. And now we'll create a new folder, a new file here, components, new file, and we'll call this tags.svelte. This file is going to have a script tag, of course, and the script tag is going to have one prop, which will be the tags. Then let's define a nav here, and we'll iterate through each tag. And now we're going to want to link it to somewhere, right? So I don't have a page yet, but we'll call it ahref tag $, and we'll bind the value to tag as well. Let's see that if we switch over and refresh. So we see those two links there. We're going to also add a little hashtag mark, similar to what Twitter does for tags. Give that a second to refresh. That's great. And great. Maybe I'll just add a quick style here just to add some spacing. We'll say that our nav, we'll make it a flex box, and then we'll add a gap. There we go. Great, so we have our tags now, and obviously if we click on them, it's not going to work. So we'll need to now define that tag page. So let's go into our routes section here, and we'll create a new folder called tag. And inside that folder, we'll create a new file called tag.svelte. And notice the square brackets, that means that it's a parameter. All right, great. So this tag is going to need a script module. Context equals module. And I'm going to export the preload function here, which will take in the page. And we can then pull out the tag, which will be page params tag. And then we'll need to return a list of posts that we could bind on. Now, we don't have the logic yet, but what we're going to need to do is create a function that can find by tag, give it a tag. And we'll probably define it in the same place we defined everything else, which was inside the posts file, right here. So we'll say find by tag. And we'll have to create that in a second. We'll also send a tag as a prop. So now let's define our props. We'll be taking in the tag and the posts. We will then use the tag in the title. And for now, let's just write out the length of the posts. Obviously, this won't work right now because we haven't defined the find by tag function. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's go into the posts.js file, and we are going to do a find by tag function. So I'll export in the function here. Find tag. Let's now filter the posts, and we'll remove all posts. So any post that has tags and includes the tag, we want to remove them, right? So we want to basically say if it doesn't include the tag, then filter it out. That way we'll be left with just the posts that have that tag. So now let's refresh this page. Oh, and it's working. We now have one post. So let's actually data bind the list of posts. Now, obviously the easy way to do it is to go to the index page and just copy we can copy that out and paste it here. We don't need that anymore. And wait a second, refresh, and there you go. So now we have one post. So now we're able to click into the posts. But honestly, I prefer not to copy this. What I'd rather do is have like a component where this lives. So what we'll do is instead we'll create a component called post list, and we'll pass in the list of posts like that. And so all this can go away, and we can create a new component now. Called post list Svelte. And we'll paste those all in here. We'll obviously need a script tag. And our script tag will have one prop called posts. And if all went well, we will still obviously have to import that post list from components / post list dot Svelte. Let's see if that works. Yeah, that's good. And now we can do the same thing on our index page. Import the components. And then bind it. Let's just verify that that's still working. So we go to the root. Yes, it is. So we're able to go to the root. We can go into a component. We can click on the tag. We can click on the other tag. And we can see the list. So to summarize, we created a new metadata field called tags. In our posts.js file, we split up the tags and comma-separated values into a list. We added a function that can then find those posts by tag. And then we added two new components, tag list and post list. Tag list to show the list of tags, and post list to show the list of posts. And so there you have it. Now we have a full tagging system. All right, catch you on the next one. Cheers.